Alright, I've had several people asking me about the new tumbler and dimensions and stuff. Like I said, I didn't build this one, but I'll give you some dimensions and I'll show you. I ain't a big fan of the gear drive just because you got to bump it to stop it where your door is. Unlike my little one, I can free spin it to get the door wherever I want it. Other than that, it works great, but it just takes a little bit to get used to. I'm going to flip this around. There it is. I ain't for sure the size of the motor. Because the tag's on the back. I'm trying to read it for you guys. I can't read it from up here. But anyways, there it is. There's the coupler. To me, it just looks like they got it from a hardware store. There's the tag on it. It wasn't very much, only 11 bucks. Goes into the gearbox. Goes into your chain driven. And how you control the speed on these is the size of your gears, your sprockets. This one actually needs, I'm going to put a bigger sprocket up here to make it turn a little bit slower. I mean, it turns alright, just a little too fast for my liking right now. Alright, I'm going to put a tape on this and get a measurement. Roughly 4 foot, about probably 4.5, because I wasn't quite center because I couldn't get where that shaft was. By 2 foot. Just got a cheap little frame on it. But it was kind of rocky when I went and looked at it when you turned it on. But I got it all screwed down to the floor and the wall, and it's a lot better. And I'm going to show you guys, try to keep my finger out there. This one's just hooked up on the dimmer switch. You just push in on it. It's kind of noisy. Another key is, I don't think you want the chain too tight, but I don't think you want it too loose. I think that one could use take a link out. I ain't going to mess with it though. And then to stop it, you just, and that's, oops, sorry guys. That's the part I'm not a big fan of, is I can't stop it where I want it. But if you just bump it once, it'll move up to where you need it, and then your door's back to where it was. I hope that answers some questions you guys had. But I'll show you this little one over here. Get stuff off of it. Flip the camera around. I have beat the crap out of that, and that's 4 foot by 2 foot. It's just on a smaller base, different motors. To slow this one down, they got, can't really see it back there, great big huge pulley here, and it goes back to a double shafted bench grinder motor with a small pulley on it. And then you come to this side and it's got a huge pulley down to another small pulley, which this is pretty much the same thing but reversed over there, and that slows it down. But what I like about these electric belt driven ones is I can still spin that wherever I want. And eventually this one might get a electric motor set up. They do got motors with speed variable controls on them. Some of these motors are kind of pricey, but I'm sure this gearbox setup, if you had to buy a new one. I don't know if you could find remanufactured ones or what, but I don't think they're real common unless you know some old farmers or something that have some around. I think they're off an old grain bin auger. I ain't 100%, don't hold me to that, but I ain't, that's what I've heard people talk about that they use. But hope it helps. On to the next.